Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, we will look at an app, how to convert your JSON data into CSV file, comma separated value file. So we will be building a web application inside React.js using a specific module that I will show you. I'm running this application on localhost. So we have this interface where we have a text area. Here you can paste your JSON. This JSON can be anything. It can be coming from an API, or if you have some. So JSON, as you all know, it's a JavaScript object notation. So let me paste this sample JSON. So you will have this button right here. You can change the file name as well. As I click the button, you will see CSV file will be created, and now you'll be able to see comma separated values. So we have, you can see 6 columns: ID, name, username, email address, phone, website. So all the data, JSON data, has been converted to CSV. So we will be looking at this module, which is React JSON to CSV. If you just search for this module, which is React JSON to CSV. So it's a React button component, and it has almost 8,688 weekly downloads. So this is actually the command to install this. I've already installed it. So now to actually make this, we will look at step by step. I will show you. So first of all, just make a very simple functional component, and right at the top we will import this module. So inside this we have this CSV download button, and this is coming from React JSON to CSV module. So now we can need to declare some state variables for this application. First of all, input text. So this needs to be keeping track of whatever JSON data that user submits. So we'll be using the use state hook. Initial value will be nothing. Then we will have the output JSON data as well. So whatever JSON data user submits, we will have a state variable for that also. Initial value will be empty array, and then we will keep track of which file name the user enters. So we have one variable for this also. File name, set file name. Initial value will be exported data.csv, and then we will have one more variable for keeping track of any error which takes place. So error, set error. So this use state will be, initial value will be empty. So these are the 4 state variables that we have. So one by one we will use it. So now coming back to the JSX, we will simply have, here we have h2 tag. We will simply say dynamic JSON to CSV converter. So inside this, we will actually have this interface. Let me. So if you refresh it, you will see there will be this simple label which is showing enter JSON data array of objects. So now we'll be allowing the user to simply input it inside the text area. So there will be this text area. So what we have done, we have given an on-change event handler to this text area. So whenever you submit anything inside your text area, this function will execute. So this handle input change, this is a custom function that I will define. And we are providing this value parameters. So this is actually our state variable. And apart from that, we have given some custom CSS to it and the placeholder text. So now we need to define this handle input change function, which will execute. E parameter will be automatically be passed to it. So now we'll be getting whatever data the user submit. We can get that using e dot target dot value. So this will get everything the user submits, and then we can set this input text to this user input which is submitted, and then we can set the error to nothing, and then inside the try catch block we will carry out the conversion from JSON to CSV. So if any sort of error take place, you can console log the message. So right here, first of all, we need to parse the JSON. So for parsing it, we'll be using this built-in function which is json.parse, and we'll parse this JSON, and then we will compare it that if it's an array using the isArray function, then in that case we need to set the JSON data. So here we are simply checking in this if condition that if it's a valid JSON, then only we are storing it. In the else block, what we will do, we will basically set a error message that your JSON is not correct, that JSON must be an array of objects. So also we can set the JSON data to be empty array. So that's all. So after you do this, now we will actually use. So what will happen now, if you basically submit an invalid JSON, we also need to display error message. For displaying that error message right after this, we can display this error message in the paragraph. Color will be red message. So if you submit any invalid, you will see error message as well. So just after this, we will allow the user to actually input the file name as well. So for this we will have a separate diff section. So here we allow the user to enter the file name. We have input field type text. So the initial value will be exported data.csv, but if the user wants to change it, we will execute this handle file name change. We have given on change event handler to it. So we can define this function as well. So they can even change the file name as well. So lastly, we will have the component for carrying out the conversion from JSON to CSV. For this, we will be using this module CSV download button, and this library takes some attributes. First is the actual data that we want to provide. So this is contained inside JSON data variable, and then the file name. So file name is actually stored in the file name variable. So if the file name is not defined, in that case, we will go with the default name, which is exported data.csv. Third option is your delimiter. As you all know, in CSV file, the default delimiter is comma. So it's called as comma separated value. So you'll put comma here, but you can provide any delimiter. And then the fourth option is the custom styles you can even give to actually style your JSON. So we will give some custom styles right here. Padding, background color, color of the text, border radius, cursor. So just copy these styles if you want to. And last property is your disable button. So we will disable this button conditionally. So if the JSON data is, the length of the data is 0, the button will be disabled. So you need to write something in that input field. Then only this button will be enabled. So now you can see the button is disabled by default. So now if you provide something right here, if I copy and paste, so now the button is enabled. Click on, you will see CSV file has been created. So this is your comma separated value. So in this way you can carry out the conversion and convert your JSON into CSV. And one more thing we can do, we can change the delimiter option here. So we can change this from comma We can provide any delimiter, a dash. So now what happens if you submit the same data? So if you see in the, you will see dash symbol in the delimiter. So by default it is comma, but you can change these delimiter symbols as well. So this was a tutorial on how to convert your JSON into CSV using this free React.js library. So thank you very much for watching this video, and do check out my website as well, freemediatools.com, which contains thousands of free tools regarding audio, video and image. And I will be seeing you in the next video.